Good morning, everybody. Happy December 2nd, Wednesday. Monday, wow. I hope you're not still hurting from that, right? We were in that push-up position all day long. The limiting factors of the hands and the wrists and the elbows and the forearms and stuff. But we did a lot of, I won't say new core, but a lot of challenging core with the renegade rows, the push-up position slides, right? You had your plank taps. But we also went through all, a bunch of other stuff too. So a nice big day. Today, I don't want to say is the opposite, but again, this week's theme is core, and people are like, oh, I want to work on my core, and then they lay down and do sit-ups. I want you to think about other things, displacement of weight, the isometric or contracted position, and you move or displace weight is kind of the basic definition of core. We do need to get to work because we have a lot of work to do today. Simple warm-up. I know you guys like to get nice and warm and loop. I just want to do a simple warm-up, okay? Same ideas, just a little more condensed. You got your 10 regular squats. I start with this all the time because let's take the basic movement of getting out of bed. As you get a little bit older, right? You turn, you get square to your bed or the floor, and then this is kind of like the get out of bed position. It's a safe starting position. Multi-joint motion, hips, knees, ankles, spine, all those things move. It's a good, again, gauge, a good barometer of maybe how things are going to feel today. 10 regular squats. I'm going to shake it off. You're then going to do 10 wide squats. It's the flexibility squat as long as you are maintaining motion compared to your regular squat. You should feel those hips stretching more. You got your vastus lateralis, your outer quad, your semitendinosus, your outer hamstring. You got your glute minimus and medius, your upper and outer glutes, also part of that posterior chain. Again, you should feel those things moving or stretching more. You're gonna shake it off. You're gonna have your 10 narrow squats. Feet are narrower than your regular squats. Feet are inside the width of your hips. Reminder, your toes are always able to wiggle during all phases of your squat. But that doesn't mean you're way back on your heels, right? I want you on the flat of your feet. Nice pushing with the middle of your feet, not your toes, not your heels. 10 narrow squats is your mobility squats. Your joints move a little bit more. You're gonna shake it off. Again, same components, right? 10 standing scissors. Let's lengthen those hamstrings, glutes, lower back. Let's move our arms and our legs on your 10 standing scissors as you breathe and focus. And again, you're gonna shake it off. Then you're gonna do your 10 standing runners. Runners is elbows to knees. Remember, I don't want these little things at 6 a.m. I want the big things at 6 a.m. So you gotta get out of bed physically and mentally. After your standing runners, you're on your Jack LaLanne's. 10 big Jack LaLanne's. I saw it the other day and I was shocked. I just saw this and I'm like, since when March 30th we were first online did I say not get all the way up? I want you all the way up. So you do go back down. Big deep breath. Again, we're gonna pick up that tempo a tiny bit. Stationary reverse lunge. 10 stationary reverse lunges. So again, same components. It'll be a little bit condensed. Getting those joints moving, muscles activated. As you can hear, elevate your breathing, right? The heart rate comes up a little bit. You start breathing more. Oxygen in, CO2 out. After your stationary reverse lunges, stiff-legged deadlifts. I like to start with those 2 pulling exercises because a little less jointy. You work through those balance components. Pulling components have longer lengthening phases. Notice I've used the word phases a couple times today. There are always 3 phases to a movement. You have a lengthening phase. You've got the shortening phase, and then there's a brief pause on each side, making sure everything is working properly. Stationary forward lunge, step, load, and push. And that is a more jointy thing, but it also yields more muscles. Stationary forward lunges, great. We like to move things before we get to them. 10, big, slow, stepping forward, stationary, forward, lunges, quad pushing exercise. You're then gonna be on the ground for the next 3. You've got your scissors, runners, swimmers, the ab core version. And again, today we're gonna touch on other exercises that we quote unquote maybe haven't done a lot of or at all. 10, legs straight, arms straight, scissors, torque, leverage. You've got flexibility of posterior muscles, not as much as a V-up, but still there. Activation of anterior muscles, hip, spine mobility on your scissors. You're then gonna go right into your runners, right? We've done these. I want the bigger version of your runners. I don't want the little version. Those are your bicycles, right? Which you don't hear me do ever. 10 runners. You just get a little bit more motion on those runners. And then the last thing is your swimmers, either on your hands and knees or your stomach. They're both called prone swimmers. One, you get a little bit more motion. You get a little more balance. You do get good activation as long as you maintain or increase the motion. Laying on your stomach, you're supported, so you might get more true physical muscle contraction. Both are mobility of hips and spine. One is just a little more motion, a little more balance. One is potentially more contraction. And that's your warm-up. Again, similar tools, only 120 movements. We gotta get to work. The other day, again, similar idea, right? We're gonna mix in some core. The other day we did push-up position, weight displacement, all that stuff. This first circuit, we're gonna lay on the ground or you can lay on a bench. We've done the stability pushing before, right? You've got your legs up. I just wanna mix in some other components as we do this. So take a peek. You have to lay on the ground or bench. You can't lay on a ball. I want your legs up. Abs tight, core tight, you're gonna breathe. And when you push, right? So here's your starting position. Right hand up, right hand only. Both legs up, and then everything's gonna go down, and then everything's gonna go up. So I do wanna label it as a mobility chest press, but you also have that reverse crunch in there. Right side, 20. There is your down with your chest, and there's the up with your chest and abs, right? Is this magical? No. You're working on 2 components. You've got stability because of the single side press. Maybe you have mobility with that single side press, and then you're adding a nice ab core. Don't create momentum. Right side 20 press. You're thinking lengthening on the way down. You've got your mobility, your activation, and you're shortening on the way up. 20 right side press. You've got that reverse crunch lift. Do not go fast. I definitely would love it if you could add some load along the way, but we're gonna do a right side 20, push. You're then gonna stay there and do your 20 lat pullovers. Remember, you're laying on something, and so then you lengthen on those lat pullovers, but I do want you relaxed, loaded, balanced, because we'll do the left side here soon. 20 lat pullovers. You are lengthening those lats. Remember, lat pullovers has a longer lengthening component, like your stiff-legged deadlifts, like your chest flies. You got your windshield wipers, right? The slower movements we've done before. 20 lat pullovers. Breathe and focus. It might feel like the reps are kind of high. We're going to do a 3-round of a 20-20-20-20 thing. I'm going to show you here in a second. 3 rounds, so there's minimal changes. So yeah, it does kind of feel high, but it's also based on the weight that you may or may not have at home. So there's no rep progressions on our upper body core circuits. We will have rep progressions on our other circuits. After your 20 pullovers, you're on to the left side, right? Legs up, hand up. You've got that lengthening component. You've got that shortening component. Again, that single side push. You've got a stability exercise. I hope you feel the difference between the sides. Yeah, my left push is a little bit weaker, but also just the coordination of it all, right? You might have to think a little bit more, but I've already felt that as I go down with my left push, my whole body kind of shifts where it didn't shift earlier. And again, that's going to be really exaggerated based on the weight that you have. So we did that right side stability push. We did the 20 lat pullover. You're on the left side stability push. And again, you got to think. I have to think right now. My body is really shifted as I do this. And again, that's going to be exaggerated maybe with the weight that you have, okay? And Brian, I hope you didn't go that fast. Jeez. Slow down a little bit, sir. When you get done with your left side push, I would love Supermans, but if you don't want Supermans, you can do swimmers. 20. You got Supermans. It could be everything up. It could be only your upper body. It can be only your lower body. If you want to mix up Supermans, awesome. But Supermans by nature is the everything up. And I want you to pretend that you're here at the gym and you have a 90-degree or 45-degree hyperextension machines, right? So you have a back muscle exercise on Supermans. But again, because of comfortability, you could just do the upper body or you could just do the lower body. We do have 3 rounds, so if you want to mix it up, you can mix it up. But again, if you're at the gym, you've got a 90-degree and a 45-degree hyperextension machine. So that's round 1. Do I want you to go faster? No, but we're going to repeat everything. There's 3 total rounds, no number changes. Maybe there's weight changes. Maybe there's position changes. You can lay on the ground or you can lay on a bench. Here we go. Round 2. Everything is up, right? Everything goes down. You've got mobility of your shoulder joint, shoulder blades, shoulder joints, mobility of your elbows, mobility of your hips and spine. If you're laying on a bench, you're probably going to get more motion, which means you got to think about it more. If you're laying on the ground, trust me, it's still really good for you. I don't want to label this as the best chest exercise, but I want you to think about your pec pushing. You've got your abs, your core. If it starts to bug your lower back, you could do a scissor. So if you need that, take a peek at the screen. You could just do the one leg as you alternate. I don't want to say easier, but it would take it out of your back if you needed to do the scissor. Okay? Round 1, I wanted you to really try. Round 2, you're going to know if you need to make a change. Okay? It's always 20 on this right side stability core push. You're going to have your 20 pullovers again. Then you'll have the left side 20. And then you'll have those Supermans again. 3 rounds. Breathe and focus. Remember, you guys are so used to doing rep progressions, weight progressions, ladders and pyramids. So you get to shut your brain off on the numbers and movement changes for once. It's probably kind of nice. Remember, pace, if you don't need to rest, means you have a high pace. If you go too fast, then you're going to get ahead of me, and then you're going to have to wait anyway, so it's going to slow your pace down. 20 lat pullovers, lengthen and pull. If you're laying on the ground, you're going to have good lengthening components. You have something that can physically stop you. If you're laying on a bench, you might get a little bit more motion. And or some people accidentally get less motion because they're laying on a bench and they don't want to get more motion. So it's kind of a catch-22. After your 20 lat pullovers, you've got that left side push. I hope you felt the imbalance. I hope you felt the difference between the sides. I hope you acknowledge it and say, oh, maybe when I warm up on Friday, I'll get here at 5:55, and maybe I'll work on some of these as I warm up if you feel that major imbalance. These are great things to mix in as you're warming up, cooling down. Today we're using it as a good training tool. Remember, you got both legs moving, reverse crunch. If it bugs your lower back, you've got your scissors. It's just slow. It's the down, 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 down. It's the up, 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 up. You've got, again, there's coordination going on here. So I'm not gonna lie, my left side is weaker when I push. Doesn't really have anything to do with being left-handed or right-handed, but all the things you do kind of because of it. However, driving your car, grabbing your seat belt, that has nothing to do with being right-handed or left-handed. You're reaching across your body. There's mobility happening. I don't ride in the passenger seat very often, so my left side isn't very mobile. Okay, in round 2, Supermans could be the everything up. Upper back, middle back, lower back glutes, maybe a little shoulders, maybe a little hamstrings. If you want to try just doing the upper body, you can try just doing the lower body. And if you're miserable, you can do swimmers. Again, this is round 2 of a 3-round circuit. At round 3, please adjust your weight to the best of your ability. Please adjust your position to the best of your ability. It'll be your last round doing it. And based on, you guys know me well, we're not gonna do these probably for a while unless a lot of people say, hey, we should do this more. But it's definitely something you can do on a warm-up. It's definitely something you could, on a Tuesday or Thursday when you don't see me, and you're like, I kinda wanna do something for 15 or 20 minutes. It's a great thing to do. Round 3, last one. Remember, I want that reverse crunch. I would love that big position. If it bugs your lower back, right, you've got that scissor. You would increase the coordination need. You just decrease the load. Both are good. If you need to mix it up, mix it up. Load changes, position changes, subtle movement changes are literally the only thing. Brian, both legs up, sir. And then you have the scissor, both legs up. And then you have the down phase of the scissor. Thanks, sir. Slow and steady. There's going to be more coordination. You got to think about the right leg and then the left leg, but you start in the up position. Remember, reverse crunches, they are not leg lifts. You start in the up position and you're focusing on lengthening the abs, the core, the hips, versus starting from the ground and lifting your legs up. After your 20 right push, you're on your 20 pull over for the last time. 20 pullovers for the last time. Breathe and focus. Now, if you know me well, currently we're doing a single side push, comboing with a pull. Later on today, we're gonna do a single side pull with a push combo. We do have a little leg agility coming up just to get a little sweaty. I will use the word fitness on the next circuit. I don't really want a lot of weight. We'll talk about that in a second. Again, when you get down to that 20 right push, you've got your 20 pull over. You'll then have that 20 left push, and then you'll have your Supermans for the last time. 2 of these style circuits, and we have 2 other quicker legs and agility and sweaty huffy puffy circuits. And again, when you get to that left side, for the most part, people will have a harder time. Now, you might be left-handed, you might be stronger on that push, but remember all the things you do, driving your car, right, put your seatbelt on, putting a bag over your shoulders, right, you're carrying that duffel bag, your suitcase, putting a luggage up in the compartment of a plane. I know you maybe have not ridden a plane in a while, but you have in the past. There's so many things. Making your bed the same way, getting in and out of your bed the same way, getting in and out of your shower the same way. There's so many things that we do that are one-sided or unilateral. And workouts like this will tap into it and exaggerate it. After that 20 left side push, you'll be on your Supermans for the last time. I don't expect you to be there yet, but if you are, it can be the full meal deal, the extra large, please, or it can be just your upper body or just your lower body, and it can be swimmers if you need to do swimmers. Last set of these Supermans, and remember that mindset. I want a back exercise versus swimmers is a back activating exercise, but it's more mobility of spine and hips, movement, whereas Superman's is definitely geared towards contraction of muscle. When you do get done with your Supermans, clear out your space a little bit. I do want to get a little sweaty, okay? I want to get a little huffy puffy, sweaty, breathy. We're going to go back and do the opposite of these motions soon, okay? Big deep breath. Again, very rare type of circuit for us. No rep changes, no formal exercise changes, 3 rounds. This next circuit, body weight is preferred. If you want to add weight, so be it. You've got your non-alternating legs, regular squat, wide squat, narrow squat, ball squat, right? We've done these things before. Hey, here we go. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. However, the combo is always 20 on your agility. High knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, bench taps. This circuit, I'm going to use the word fitness. I want you to get this thing done. Do we lose motion? No. Do we take breaks? I hope not. Can you have weight? That's up to you. Are you ready? Let's go. 50 squats. You got regular, you've got wide, you've got narrow. If you have a ball, you got ball squats. Now, I don't mind the word tempo, right? I don't mind that word fitness. You can mix up your feet as you do 50 and 40 and 30 and 20 and 10. Your combo is always 20 agility. High knees, running is revolutions, walking is reps. Same rules, right? Butt kicks, running is revolutions, walking is reps. Jumping jacks, walking jacks, bench taps, ball taps. That word agility. There is some impact. There's not a lot of power. It is quick. So today, this circuit should feel legsy because of the 150 total squats, but there should be a high heart rate because of the lack of rest, and the combo is agility, which puts you back on your squats pretty quickly. When you get done with your 50 squats, again, weight is optional, you've got 20 on your agility, butt kicks, high knees, jumping jacks, bench taps, ball taps. So there is a level of pace. This circuit, if I were to put a timer on it, I would say we're looking at about 7 to 8 minutes of work, okay? When we get to the next circuit, I'm not too worried if you guys are not there yet. Everybody's gonna be in different spots. So we have this circuit and we have an optional finish circuit when we get there. Anyhow, 50 squats, 20 agility. Make sure we don't lose motion. You adjust your weight to hit your reps. Don't wait for me. 40 squats, round 2. It's okay if you're not there, okay? Body weight for a reason, or lightweight if you need to. We're waking that body way up. You were just on the ground for the last 15 minutes after a nominal warm-up. Remember, rule on squats. Hips, hips, hips. Your glutes should always turn on. Eyes, posture, you don't look down, you don't look up. And then thighs, that word thighs. It's a leg exercise, not a back exercise. Regular squat, wide squat, narrow squat. If you have a ball squats. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Always 20 agility. Don't wait for me. Get it done. Again, I just want you guys to see all the things. You're going to do a lot more than I'm going to do. Remember, adding weight is optional on the legs as long as you can maintain motion. You hit your reps, heart rate is high, legs are burning. That's just my basic rules today. All of you guys know this stuff well. Round 3, 30 squats. Don't be discouraged if you're not there. I'm trying to push the pace a little bit, which is rest. I'm trying to push the tempo a little bit with minimal weight. Your squat will naturally be a hair quicker when you don't have that weight to worry about. It's a good time to rest your hands and arms for the next circuit from the last circuit, right? And from Monday, right? We did a lot of stuff on Monday with my hands and arms position. When you get there, round 3, 30 squats, regular, wide, narrow, hips, glutes, posture, legs, work. Don't lose motion. Maintain motion, hit your reps. You'll then be on your 20 agility. If it's a bigger, more challenging motion, it's a rep. If it's a little quicker motion, right, you're able to do it quicker. It's naturally, easier for you. It's a revolution. That's just a basic way to think about how you should count your agility. 20 agility always. Heart rate should be climbing. Legs should be burning. You're hitting your legs very quickly. You're just giving them a quick little agility rest. Round 3 was 30 on your squats, 20 on your agility. Don't be discouraged if you're not there. I'm pushing the pace. Round 4 is 20 on your squats, always 20 on your agility. As you can see, I haven't touched a weight this circuit. If you want to hold weight, that's fine. I'm not going to be upset about it. But if it slows you down, put the weight down today, right? How rare do I ever say that? I want motion. I want tempo. I want pace. I want a white Christmas. I want bigger tips on DoorDash. Oh my gosh, you guys. Keep going. I delivered on Thanksgiving, right? Just working out the kinks. The second order. Huge order, right? You don't really, I'll tell you more about it later on if you care, but you see it, like, oh, accept. There's a $5.50 thing. I'm like, oh, cool. We're just working out the kinks, right? I click yes. I go pick it up at it's an Indian restaurant here in Redmond. Go pick it up, 3 bags, right? It's their Thanksgiving meal. Keep going, right? Keep working. Squats are 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Agility's always 20, right? I'm like, jeez Louise. Drop it off over in Education Hill, I don't want to stereotype, beautiful big home. The $3.50 was from DoorDash, and it was a $2 tip on a $90 order of food. And I was like, oh my gosh. There was other really good tips. It's been fun so far. Again, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 on your squats. Always 20 on your agility. High knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks, bench taps, something quick, something mindful. You don't have to think about it. You just get it done, you get it done, you get it done. I want to give everybody a minute So finish off your circuit. Don't be discouraged if you're not there. I need to show you what to do soon. You can get your space ready, but it's going to be the opposite of earlier, kinda. Okay? Get ready about a minute. And I hope you guys do know when I tell you stories, I'm just trying to get your mind off of the work you're doing, give you fun insight to the life and the other things. As you get your space cleaned up and as you recover from that circuit, remember it wasn't the hardest thing in the world, but it was supposed to bring you way up. We're going to do the opposite. We've done these things before. Do you have to balance? No. So you don't have to be on a leg. Is it recommended? Sure. But if you're on both feet, right, and get low, that's still going to be good for you too. So today when you do your right side row, you can work on balance if you want to, or not, because I'm still going to engage my abs and my core, okay? 20 right side row is the opposite of our 20 right side push. 20 on your shoulder press or push up. I'll let you mix that up if you want to. You can either do a shoulder press or you can do a chest press or push up. Then you're going to have your left side 20, and then you're going to have another push for 20, which is triceps. Ready? If you don't want to balance, cool, but watch how square and focused I'm staying, right? I'm getting down. I didn't shift. That's what I don't want, is that shift. So I'm not going to say the balancing component today is better for you. I really want to focus on your abs and your core. If you shift, guess what you're not using? Your abs and your core. And if you want to work on the balance, cool. 20 right side row. 20 on your chest push or shoulder push. Then you have your 20 on your left side row. And then 20 on your triceps. Again, triceps can be diverse. Remember, Superman's earlier was geared towards more back, like your lat pullovers were. So this circuit is more pushing with that combo. All right, you guys are working, right? Everybody can go at their own pace if you need to slow it down, or you can maintain that lack of rest. But the tempo word, make sure we're hitting our 2.5 to 3 second reps. Please make sure you're not going to go any faster than you did earlier. But the nice thing is this circuit should be a little bit shorter than that first circuit, because you kind of know what to do, you kind of know the rhythm, right? 20 right row, 20 chest or shoulder press, 20 left row, and then 20 triceps. You've got 3 rounds. When this circuit's done, there's another circuit like earlier. Again, pace, tempo, fitness, but I will label it as extra credit. If you don't have time, that's okay. Again, if you are watching your screen, you can do balancing rows. I'm cool with that. You don't have to do balancing rows, but I better see or I better feel you really focus on that square core position. Okay? That's all I request. Again, one more time with the numbers. 20 right row is the focus. 20 chest or shoulders pushing is the burn. 20 left row is the focus. And then 20 triceps. You've got dips, you've got kickbacks, you've got overheads, narrow push-ups, skull crushers. You can have a TRX on your skull crusher. You can have a bar or dumbbell. You're laying on something on your skull crusher. Dips requires a bench, box, couch, if it's high enough and sturdy enough. Kickbacks, right? Overhead triceps. You've got 3 rounds, like earlier. There's no number changes. There's no formal exercise changes, but you can mix them up as you need to. 20 core stability right rows. Balance is optional. 20 chest or shoulders pushing. 20 left core stability rows. And then 20 triceps pushing times 3. Again, a very rare style circuit. I kind of took that feedback from last week's timed workout, right? We're not doing that, but the mental simplicity, right? You don't have to think a lot. You just got to do. Today's thinking is that stability, the position, the mindset, the lengthening, the core, the focus. Round 2, I hope everybody is there somewhere. 20 right row, 20 chest or shoulders pushing, 20 left row, 20 triceps pushing. I want you to feel like you're maintaining that work from that middle circuit of legs and agility. I don't want that pace of work, but when you ramp it up that high, your body should be sustaining that. Okay? Abs tight, right? Core tight. If I lose to the weight, that's just the basic way of thinking about this. If that weight wins the position, then you're not using your core, right? And I'm not saying it's your fault, right? Abs tight, core tight, anything that touches your spine. So I don't want to say your lower back, right? But your external spine A and your lats, they all touch and attach to your spine. Again, 20 right rows, that's your focus. 20 chest or shoulders pushing, that's your burn. 20 left rows, that is your focus. 20 triceps. You can do dips, kickbacks, overheads, skull crushers, narrow push-ups. You can mix them up if you wish. Don't if you don't. 3 rounds, and I hope everybody's on round 2 somewhere. Remember, when we get to the last part, it is labeled as extra credit, even though I know we have a little time still. It'll be a little bit different from earlier, but again, a little bit of pace, and you can do anything you need to do because it won't imbalance you. Hanging out, chilling. You guys have done all the thinking. Maintain focus. Slow things down. Challenge your body's position. The balancing rows are awesome, but if you're just so disturbed or distracted by that balancing and it slows you down and you're miserable, well, don't balance. You're still going to use your core as long as you're in that good, challenging position. Adding a balance component is great, but it's balance. I want you to focus on all those deep intrinsic muscles working to keep you in position. So I don't want to use the word better on balance. You're going to have more components of the exercise. Round 3, when you get there, same numbers. 20 right core stability rows is your focus. 20 chest or shoulders pushing is your burn. 20 left core stability rows. 20 on your triceps is your burn. I'm going to give everybody about 2 minutes before I start talking about that next circuit. Remember, I don't want you discouraged by where you're at in your circuit. Okay? The last circuit will sound like the first circuit. You'll have different choices and movements. Wednesday. You've had a core week, and I know it feels like we're doing all these other lifting things. You're gonna get down, you're gonna stay square, whether you have that balance component or not. Not shifting, right? There's that exaggerated shift, right? You're so square. The weight didn't win. You feel your body working. So the weight didn't win the position. Kind of like last weekend, right? The Beavers didn't win. The Ducks lost the game, right? They lost. They didn't show up. You're welcome, sunshine. Like, losing that game just makes me so sad. I'm willing to lose the Huskies, right? They're a good football team. You know, they've got some tradition. We've lost to Oregon State Beavers more in the last 2 decades than we lost to the Huskies. So it's a harder pill to swallow. Sorry, it's football season. I can't help myself. I know your wheels are just absolutely spinning. Mama D's rolling her eyes because she's heard this conversation 100 times here at the gym. I'm going to give everybody a couple more seconds, but if you are ready, I'm going to talk about that next circuit. I want everybody to finish that circuit confidently. Okay? The next circuit is your alternating legs, right? You knew that was coming. Stationary reverse lunge, stationary forward lunge, lateral lunge. Stiff legs are great, but it might slow you down. Step ups. Here's the kicker. When I use the word tempo and pace, I start seeing these reps. Well, guess when that hurts your knees? All the dang time. So make sure the motion is good as you do your 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 total steps. That's 25 each leg, 20 each leg, 15 each leg, right? You guys know these things. Weight is optional, but please focus on the actual motion of the exercise. And then you're gonna do your mobility. You've got your standing scissors, your standing runners, and your jack legs. Remember, it's a good finish. I don't wanna say you shouldn't stretch, but it yields the components of flexibility and mobility to finish off your day. So, last circuit, similar to earlier, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, alternating legs, tempo. I don't mind it being a smidge quicker than what you've been doing. However, don't go too fast, so then you lose your motion and then you hurt your knees. Stationary forward lunge, stationary reverse lunge, lateral lunge, step ups. Alternating stiff legs are great. I don't want you to not do them, but they will slow things down because they have the longest lengthening component. But, B-U-T-T, you might use it more and you're not going to hurt your knees. And if you need to go back and do more squats, so be it. You can do more squats. The combo is your mobility exercises that we use to warm up. But when you finish with them, it adds that component, flexibility, mobility. You end your workout looser than when you started your workout. You also combo in these circuits so you're not hurting too much. So today you had your 2 mobility, unilateral focused circuits, right? Pushing and pulling. Definitely the big piece of the puzzle. You had the 300 total legs and the 200 agility and mobilities. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Again, 50 alternating legs. 20 is the number. Standing scissors, standing runners, jack legs. If you still want to do agility, I'm okay with that. If you would prefer to do 30 or 45 second sprints, if you have a bike or treadmill close by, or a jump rope, I'm looking for something to keep the heart up a little bit, legs burning a little bit. So I don't want you not doing your legs for 2 minutes as you do a cardio. I want it to be 30 to 45 seconds, give or take. So very similar to earlier, maybe not quite as huffy puffy, but I still want your legs burning, heart rate up. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, alternating legs. Weight is optional. Always 20 mobility. If you really, really, really want it, you can do agility again, or you can do 30 or 45-second cardio sprints if you have the tool. You can run up and down your stairs. Brian, have a good day, buddy. You can mix things up as you need to. Again, this is on you guys. It's your pace, your focus, your finish to the workout. I want you guys to focus on you. Your pace, your intensity, your stuff, your movements. The thinking today came from the stability, core, unilateral, activating exercises. You gotta think about the motion, all those wonderful things. And then your work came from these simple circuits, exercises you're familiar with, touch of pace, touch of heart rate. Again, you've got your alternating stationary reverse lunges. I would say one of the safer, as long as you maintain that motion, exercises. Stationary forward lunges are great. You will turn on more muscles on a stationary forward lunge versus a stationary reverse lunge, but you can irritate more joints, ankles, knees, and hips. Lateral lunges are great, but you gotta stay focused. The stepping leg is the working leg. The non-stepping leg is not the working leg. Stiff-leggeds are great, right? You're not gonna have those knee components, but it will slow you down a little bit. Has a longer lengthening component. Hamstrings, glutes, good lower back, balance, coordination, focus. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, alternating legs. Weight is optional. Body weight is encouraged only so you don't hurt things. You definitely work things. And your mobility, standing scissors, standing runners, jack-o'-lanes. It's 30 to 45 seconds of not doing those legs. It gets you that quick little break on those legs, but maybe helps maintain the elevated heart rate. If you still want to do agility, do agility. If you have 30 to 45 seconds of jumping rope, running stairs, running, rowing, biking, you have those tools, awesome. When you get done, all the rules are always the same. Don't push the off button and run and take a shower. You need to cool off. If you have time and energy, 5 or 10 minutes cardio won't kill you. If you have time and you don't have energy, stretching is great. I want you to enjoy the post-workout 5 to 10 minutes. Enjoy your hard work, pat yourself on the back. Most people should be on the 30 somewhere around. If you're already on the 20 somewhere around, that's fine. I am going to stop my recording. For those of you guys that watch the recording, please make sure you finish off this circuit. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, alternating legs. Always 20, mobility.